So I believe we are live. That's great. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Vitali. Good morning, Patricia. Great to have you. And great to have you too, Yeva. Okay, so we're going to continue this article we were doing last Tuesday, which is about regional accents. And there was a Welshman who worked for the BBC who had a very strong Welsh accent. And this is talking about the fact that people who have non-standard accents are discriminated against. And for example, in the UK, there is a great deal of social discrimination about the accent that people use to speak. So, okay, the previous paragraph that we were doing says, indeed, the world over, the media has an enormous impact on perceptions of accents. Media is typically clustered in a territory seat of power, whose accent is generally held up as standard. So let me put the next one in place. Next one's easy. Hi Manisco, hi Arif. Great to have you both. So the next one will come through in a second. Yes. This is the same as the Sunday class, but it's a different article. Hi Aded. I'm going to call you Adedeji. Aded. So, for example, the majority, lion's share, balance, preponderance of UK broadcasters in London is likely contributed to the marginalisation of Murphy's Welsh accent. This is quite interesting. Hi there, Oksana. This is going to be a very interesting one. So, hi Tom K as well. Great to have you. Hi Malak. This one is a lot harder than you think. This is probably, this is one of my hard questions. Okay, for example, the majority, lion's share, balance, preponderance of UK broadcasters in London likely contributed to the marginalisation of Murphy's Welsh accent. So we've got majority for Vitali, majority for Oksana, and majority for Patricia. Hi Manji, great to have you. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, it's still morning here, but it's probably afternoon for the rest of you. Great to have you, Lydia. Okay, let's see. This is quite interesting. I'm going to say I don't think majority is the best answer. Because the majority, there's something missing from the sentence if you use the majority. I would probably say the majority of UK broadcasters being in London. You see, I would want to put being here with majority. Yeah, the majority of UK broadcasters being in London, because that's what contributed to the marginalisation. Whereas the majority of, the majority of UK broadcasters in London like things in this way. And for this reason, there's a different answer. So, Patricia has changed her answer. Also, the lion's share of broadcasters being in London likely contributed to the marginalisation of Murphy's Welsh accent. So, Saman, you need to choose the best word to fit in the gap. Okay, so we're starting to get a change in answers. The balance of UK broadcasters being in London, and therefore it is the right answer here is preponderance. Preponderance. Because the preponderance is a noun. Okay, it is a noun saying that the majority are, the preponderance of UK broadcasters, the majority being in London. What might I like to do, Tom K? Very definitely. So in this case, I think majority, lion's share and balance, they do fit. But I think preponderance is a better answer. What might I like to do? What might I like? What might I like to do? I prefer the extended form, although the other one is not wrong. So in this case, I'm going for preponderance. And well done, Patricia, and well done, Manji. I think that's very good. So we'll now go to the next question. Okay, so the preponderance of something, but effectively the fact that the majority are. You wonder if it was a wild guess. Maybe it was a gut feeling, and as we saw in another article the other day, gut feelings are very good. Hi there. The dominance. Yes, Oksana. Hi there, Mustafa. Great to have you. The dominance of UK broadcasters in London, and that's why. Yes, I like that word dominance, Oksana. It's very good. Yes, Manji and Patricia as well. So, hireability and earning power. Unlike other markers of identity like race and religion, accents generally aren't legally protected characteristics. This makes it more likely that discrimination, whether conscious or unconscious, might occur in the workplace without a means to deal, address, contend, answer, grapple it. Okay, a bit of both, but well, life is very often a bit of both. It's not normally black and white, various different things. So let me read it again. Hireability and earning power. Unlike other markers of identity like race and religion, accents aren't legally protected characteristics. This makes it more likely that discrimination, whether conscious or unconscious, might occur in the workplace without a means to deal, address, contend, answer, grapple. Okay, so we've now had 4 answers. So Vitali goes for address, so does Oksana, so does Tom K, so does Aded. And I'll wait for some more of you to come through with your answers. Without a means to deal, we need a preposition, to deal with it. Yes, exactly, Oksana. Without a means to contend with it. To answer it. Well, answer doesn't need a preposition. Okay, address for Patricia. To grapple is to fight hand to hand, but to grapple with, that definitely needs a with. So address for Manji too. Very definitely. To address a problem, to address something, is to deal with it, to try to find the answer to it. So address very definitely is the right answer. So let's take out these withs. I need to address this problem. Yeah, so no preposition with it. This is something that we need to address in the near future. Okay, yeah, well, we've all got problems that we need to address or deal with or contend with. Yeah, I'm grappling with a problem. To grapple, to fight hand to hand. Okay, no, not because it's preponderance, but the reason is the majority being in London. Yeah. I would say that the majority, the lion's share, and I can't remember what the other one, they do fit, but preponderance is a better word because it's talking about the dominance of them. The dominance is in a place. In that example, Vitaly, I would say that they all fit, but preponderance is a much better answer. Yeah, because of the grammar, and I would prefer a being for the lion's share being, the majority being. Okay. Hi, Roland. So, France came close to action last year with a proposed law against accent discrimination, but the French Senate failed to adopt, take, assume, acquire, undertake the legislation. So we've got adopt for Vitaly, for Oksana, for Manji, and for Patricia. Okay, or predominance. Predominance is more formal, but I think that's not the reason. The preponderance says the major part being in London. I can understand why you're not sold on it, but it's certainly, I think, better. So notice, Haddy, fisticuffs. So let me just write that there for you. Fisticuffs. It's normally plural, not singular. Okay, so adopt for Vitaly, Oksana, Manji, Patricia, Roland. Hi there, Haddy. Aded for Haddy. For Saman goes for acquire, and Lydia goes for adopt. Okay, so let's look at these. To undertake means to do something. So I undertook a mission. Yeah, is to take something on and do it. Adopt the legislation for Malak. To acquire. You go somewhere to acquire, to obtain something. To assume. He assumed a new name. To take on is getting closer, but you adopt legislation, as Malak says, ADOPT, to adopt. Yeah, it's like you put it in place. So to adopt a new policy is to take it and to use it. Hi there, Sunil. Great to have you. So very definitely to adopt legislation. Namaste, Sunil. Great to have you. Okay, so very definitely to adopt a policy, something like that. Okay, we're going to get the next one any second now. It's coming. And yes, well, yeah. Okay, Dorcas, I hadn't actually seen that. Yes, Dorcas, that was very slow of me. To acquire a language. Yeah, that's good as well. Thank you, Thank you for that advice, Dorcas. I think it's much easier for me to say Dorcas. So, still, Philippe Blanchet, a sociolinguist at Rennes University, who has been tracking discrimination based on language for decades, feels there's been some progress in the last decade. People now regularly react when someone is attacked or discriminated against due to their accent. To undertake, to agree to do something. So I undertake to pay half of the cost of this project. To say you're going to do something, to begin to do it. Okay, an undertaking, a promise. Okay, so we've definitely got answers here. And tracking for Vitaly, for Oksana, for Patricia. Great to see you, Angres. Tracking for Roland. So for Chang, goes for tracking. Great to see you. Tracking for Manji. Juan Lim, good afternoon. Great to have you. Saman goes for tracing. Okay, so let's look at some of these. Great to have you as well, Hadi. Tracking for Lydia as well. Okay, it looks like you do know this one. So, to tail means to follow. So the detective tailed the suspect. To tail, to follow someone behind. This is much more physical. To trail. To trail normally means to drag behind. So yeah, the bride's train trailed along the ground. To trace means to, I think, to draw the history of, to outline, whereas to track means to follow. Yeah, for example, you have a package and it has a tracking number so that you can identify exactly where it is. So he's been following how it has been changing over decades. Who's been tracing discrimination? Describing. I guess tracing would work. Yeah. Let me trace this idea for you. To trace out, to give you a general outline of it. But he's been tracking it. He's been following the changes. And very definitely, tracking is the better answer. C-K-I-N-G. Okay, to trace out, to make an outline of, whereas to track, to follow it. So I don't know Bhagat Singh, but there were many people who did the same thing as him. To track, to follow, exactly correct. Yeah, you track something, you follow its progress, you follow its changes. Yeah, I think to trace, you put a piece of transparent paper on a picture and you draw the outline. To trace, to find the origin of something. Yeah, so tracing is not wrong, JJ, but tracing means to outline it, whereas tracking, I think, is a better example. It has been following it, has been tracing it. Let's see. I guess tracing would work as well, but it's my second answer. Okay, notably, Jean Castex became the French Prime Minister in 2020, despite his striking Gascon accent, an accent that had historically been aped, joked, mocked, sneered, scoffed, and excluded from the halls of power. Okay. So, yes, as Vitali says, to make fun of. And we've got mocked for Oksana, mocked for NATO, mocked for Vitali, mocked for Roland, mocked for Dorcas, you see, mocked for JJ as well. So, what are the prepositions with joked, sneered, and scoffed? Okay, Juan Lim goes for mocked, and so does Manisco, and so does Livia. So, Oksana says, scoffed at, very definitely. Scoffed at. What about sneered and joked? Yeah, and then we could look at aped as the meaning of aped. Okay, so I'm going to explain aped while I'm waiting for prepositions for joked and sneered. To ape means to copy in a joking way. To ape means to to make a joke about something by copying. Or poo-pooed. I like poo-pooed as well from Vitali. Hi Ma, great to have you. Mocked, ridiculed. So, scoffed at, Roland says to sneer at, and Vitali says to joked about. So the answer definitely here is mocked. Because to mock, to poo-poo, to sneer at. Okay, good afternoon, Ferdaz. Great to have you. Whereas to ape is to copy. Yeah, to copy, but making a joke of something. You can ape the ape. I know about that. To sneer at, that's it, Patricia. To sneer at, to joke about for Manji. And Chaddy goes for sneer at as well. That's great. Ooh, yes, one of my favourites. Take a dim view of something. He takes a very dim view of this. Yeah? Hello, Mr. Surav. So, okay, to mock, to make fun of. Nah, 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 nah. That's to mock. To sneer at. Puh. To joke about. Yeah, to joke about something. Okay. But Blanchet says there is still a, the, no article, both a and the, long way to go. I am sent, or I collect myself every week, reports of accent discrimination when candidates are trying to obtain a, the, no article, both a and the, job. Okay, Roland, so an ape is a big monkey. Yes, JJ. Aped means to mimic someone for mockery. Yes, that's the idea. Okay, so yes, an ape is a big monkey, but to ape. To ape somebody, to copy them in a joke. So we've got lots of answers here. This is very interesting. Okay, so let's see. NATO goes A. Vitali says A, the. Hi, Randva. Great to have you. Lydia goes A. Firdaz goes A, the. Oksana goes both A. Juan Lim says a long way to go. Roland says a long way to go. Dorca says a, the. Take the piss out of someone. Yeah, it's perfectly good. Perfectly good, Vitali. Don't you mock a person rather than something. You can mock something or someone. I might get jailed for mocking the regime. To ape, to imitate. Malak says a long way. Patricia says A, NATO says A. Mr. Surav says no article. Manji says A and the. Mock and ape is similar. Yes. But, well, to mock is only to make a joke about. Ape is copy while mocking. Mad says A and the. Manisco says no and the. This is really interesting. G goes A and A. Patricia goes the for the second one. And Malak says the job. So, hi Mazeb. It's my pleasure. My pleasure, man. Okay, let me look at this. So, let's look at the first one. But Blanchet says there is still a long way to go. Juan Lim says obtain a job. Well, let's look at this first. So Blanchet says there is still a long way to go. It's only a. One, there could be a longer way to go. Okay, so a long way. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way back home. Okay, there are many different long ways, and this is one of them. You can't the long way. Well, you could take the long way if you know which specific way it is, but no. No article. There is still a long way to go. No, you've definitely got to have an article. A long way. I am sent or collect myself every week reports of accent discrimination when candidates are trying to obtain a job. They want any job, one of the jobs that is available. It's all right, Manji. Okay. So who's doing that? Because I don't like that. It's okay, Manji. I can see. I would guess that this is Sunil, but I'm not sure. This is somebody who's hacking into it. No, it's not Manjira. It's not Manjira doing this. Okay, I'm going to carry on with what we're supposed to be doing. Here, all sorts going on. Here, I'm allowed a non. Yes, you definitely. You are allowed a non sequitur for once. Very definitely. There is. Okay, there is no long way to go, no. Let's see, I'm really worried that if I actually ban this one, it's going to ban you instead, Manji. Let me see. Let me just try something. And... okay, let's see. Manji, are you still able to? It was Sunil. I've got him, Manji. Okay. So there we go. Yes, exactly, Manji. I've resolved the problem. Okay. And okay, let me put the next one up and let's move on. Okay, A and A. So it was, yes, a long way to go and trying to obtain a job. There. Yeah, exactly, Oksana, thank you. The problem is resolved, Manji. Okay, so this applies to the UK as well. In December 2021, spammers should be tarred and feathered. I quite agree with you, Vitaly. But this one has gone. Yeah? Okay, so this applies to the UK as well. In a December 2021 straw poll, ballot, referendum, survey by the UK recruitment software company TribePab, job candidates felt that accent bias was even more common than recruitment bias related to mental health or parenting status. Okay, so let me read it again. This applies to the UK as well. In a December 2021 straw poll, ballot, referendum, survey by UK recruitment software company TribePad, job candidates felt that accent bias was even more common than recruitment bias related to mental health or parenting status. Okay, yes, Manji's a great person. We all agree with that one. Thank you, Roland, as well. So, survey for Oksana, for Vitaly, for Mar. Survey for Patricia, for Roland. Hi there, Tomek. Tomek, great to have you. For survey for Tomek as well. Survey for JJ as well. Poll by the UK. Poll for Juan Lim. Oh, articles are really, really difficult. You need to study them. And quartered. Figure of speech. Quartered means to cut somebody into quarters. Hung, drawn and quartered. Lydia goes for survey as well. Okay, so what is a straw poll? What is meant by a straw poll? Survey for FIDAS as well. What is a straw poll? Let's see. A ballot is when everybody votes. A referendum is where everybody votes in the country. So a referendum to leave the European Union. A poll is also a vote. What is a straw poll? Very clearly the right answer here is survey. A survey is when somebody goes round asking questions and they write down the answers and then they give statistics. A poll is is the same as a ballot or a referendum or a vote. A straw poll is just a show of hands. An unofficial ballot conducted as a test of opinion. An unofficial survey. So very good, both Vitali and Oksana. That's very good. Yeah. A Gallup poll, as Ferdous says. Okay. Yeah. I have actually banned that person, Gemum. Okay. And so a straw poll, an unofficial ballot. So I'm going to go on a little bit and try the next one. This is a single one. Yeah, we've got another A, an, and thee coming. Yeah, we've got definitely another A, an, and thee coming. Okay, yes. I get it. That's very good. Okay. Galloping down the road, a Gallup poll. Well, Gallup is an organisation. Okay. Respondents in the no article, northern cities, were particularly prone to accent anxiety, with 17% of those surveyed in Liverpool expressing concern over how their accents were impacting their hireability. Okay, so NATO says thee, JJ says thee, Oksana says thee, Surav says a, Vitali says thee, Roland goes for no article. Yeah, I quite agree with you, Tomek. The people here are really knowledgeable. Joanne Lim goes for no article. Lydia goes for thee. Yes, it is. I'm pretty pissed off about it as well, Manji, because I suddenly realised there was somebody who was copying Haji. They were copying you. They were copying various different people. Yeah. Okay. A survey is where let's see, a straw poll is very informal. A straw poll is like an informal survey. Yeah, it's a survey that's not very scientific but gives you an idea. Okay, so Patricia says no article. Yeah, I need a moderator. I probably do. And Mad says no article as well. Okay, and Dodcast goes for no article. So, in my opinion, in no article, northern cities is the best answer. No article. However, the is also possible in the northern cities like Liverpool and Manchester. So respondents in northern cities generally, as opposed to the northern cities specific. Okay, let's try one more, and then I think I'm going to stop. Yeah. Knowledgeable, moi, that'll warm the cockles of my heart. Yes, you are very knowledgeable when it comes to English, Vitali. Yeah, I think all of you are incredibly knowledgeable. Yeah, let's see, you're right off the very edge of the bell end of the end of the bell curve. Yeah, you're in the, I would guess most of you are in the top 5% of English speakers, but that's the point. Okay, so last one. The effects extend not only to hiring but also to pay. One study from Germany showed people with strong regional accents earned 20% less on average than those with a spurious, contended, termed, so-called standard accent. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me read it again. The effects extended not only to hiring but also to pay. One study from Germany showed people with strong regional accents earned 20% less on average than those with a spurious, contended, termed, so-called standard accent. Okay, so we've got so-called for NATO, for Vitali. Yeah, you're all dab hands at English, very definitely. In certain cities of the north. Yes, Patricia. Okay, Dorcas goes for so-called, Oksana for so-called, JJ for so-called, Saman for so-called, the same for Roland, Manisco. Spurious. Unfortunately, I think sort of spurious is a spurious word. So, Mad goes for so-called, so does Firdaz, so does Patricia. Juan Lim, so-called standard accent. Great to have you, Hamza. Okay, so very clearly here, the right answer is so-called. It's like saying so-called for Lydia as well. I need a D here. Well, it's okay, Vitali, I get it. Spurious means false. Contended. If something's contended, it means people are arguing about it. And termed, I think maybe so termed, but no, it needs to be so-called. This means that some people call it like that, but maybe it shouldn't be called that. It's calling it into doubt. And that's the idea as well, Malak, so-called. Okay, so I think that's a good point for me to stop for today. Thank you all for coming in the northern cities of, yes, Patricia. So I'd like to apologise for this nasty troll we had. I hope he doesn't come back. I have banned him, but there's little more I can do because normally trolls come back with different accounts. I like that one, soi-disant. I'm even going to write it here. Soi-disant. Yeah? The so-called. I actually looked at that one and thought about it for this one, but it's just such a good synonym. So thank you all for coming. It's been really good to have you. Let's see. Next class will be on Thursday at 4 p.m. UK time. So, thank you all for coming. It's great to have you, Vitali, Manji, Oksana, Saman, Mad, Manisco, Patricia, Lydia, Firdaz. It's been great to have you. Who else have I missed? Hadi, and various others. So, thank you all for coming. You've been a great group. Here, a French borrowing. And let me stop the